Hey guys, it's Misa, and I'm getting ready to release this new rose skull frame door hanger or wall decor item. And I wanted to quickly show you a couple of different ways that I'm personalizing it in the glowforge user interface. There will also be a Adobe Illustrator a tutorial as well in the listing because you can't do some of the union or unite functions in the glowforge app. So here I've just got, my glowforge is offline. I just really want to show you. So I would normally just have a piece of wood that hasn't been cut at all. Right now I just have a cut backer. So the first thing I'm going to do is select my settings for my material. This is 1/8 inch birch plywood, and I already know that it corresponds with the medium basswood plywood settings. So I can just go ahead and select that. The next thing I need to do is upload my artwork. So for this, I am not actually going to print the frame, but I'm going to use the frame as a guide so I know how big to print either my engraving or my letters. So first we're just going to upload. Let's do one for engraving. So this one we will need a backer. So let's go ahead. You see I got two options here. I've got the closed backer, which has no holes on it, little ones down here to thread a ribbon through. It's just completely solid and would be used if you were to hang your piece on the wall with command strips, or if you were going to be doing it with just leaning it on the wall. So I'm just going to open up this backer. Just give it a second to upload. All right, so this is just gonna look a little silly first. I apologize. I'm gonna put it here for just a moment. Okay, you can see it here. Now I'm also gonna go in and upload again. You can hear cats hissing in the background. That's fun. Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and upload a frame. All right. Just one second. And this one will load. So this is the open frame. The other ones are just done for you. It's Happy Halloween and Trick or Treat. So you would just print them. You don't need to do anything fancy for those. Okay. So I'm actually going to do a little bit of work off site, if you will, because right now that's just confusing me. So I have these two, right? I've got the frame. They're both set to cut. They should just pop in to cut. All good. So I'm just going to overlap them right now. And it just has to be, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, just has to be like good enough. Okay, so that's good enough for me. All right, so now what my plan is I'm going to engrave this backer, but I want what I engraved to show up perfectly centered in this frame and not be covered up once I glue the two pieces together. So now I know that this is the only space I have to work with. All right, now I'm going to click and drag the selection tool across it, and I'm just for now going to move it up here. I'll rotate it before we print it, but it's just a little easier for us to see on this white part here. Okay. All right, click out. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is go up to the Insert Text tool. Just give it a click. And like many of my ornaments I just like to engrave the backer piece and then leave the top piece as decoration. You can do the exact same thing here. So here's my text. And it can say, enter. The one thing I don't like about the glowforge text tool is that you can't just click enter and have it go down to the next line. Each line has to be its own text. So I'm using this satisfy text. I think it's fun. And also the next step, I'm going to show you the next trick. It's a good one for that too. All right. Enter. I clicked too many times. That's okay. I still need them. These videos are never perfect. Okay. So this one is going to say, if you, and then enter, dare. All right. So, and I can just move it back and forth with the arrows. That's all I'm doing here. Of course, if you did this in Illustrator, you could just get it smack dab in the middle, and I can show you how to do that as well. Okay. All right. And then I'm holding down the Shift key. I'm going to click the next, and then that way I can just resize all together. And then I'm going to use the arrow keys to center it. Just kind of looking in between these two leaves here around the enter, and I'm going to consider that good. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and select the skulls, and I'm going to click delete. Okay, so now all I have is a backer and the text. So I'm going to click and drag through all of the things. Then I'm going to go up to this rotate tool and rotate it. And so what it will do here is it's going to cut the backer and it's going to engrave these 3 lines of text. And then once you cut the front piece, you'll glue them all together and it will frame this enter if you dare. Okay, that's this one. I'll be back to show you a different trick.